Shalom, Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started at 1 West, 123 Harlem, New York. The I.S.U.P.K. today is run by Commanding General YAHANNA, the only man at the rank, the authority to be Israel's leader. I want to say Yahweh Basham Yawashai to my brothers, Yahweh Shammah Ilatan Basham Yawashai to my sisters. Now, have you heard the free everybody who has been following UPK must have heard the phrase, the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. But of course it is now coined to say the oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. Because social media tend to bump that kind of rant when you use the white man. So we phrase it to say the oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. But when we say that, is it biblical? All right. Where in the Bible can we find scriptures to show that? There are several scriptures in the Bible that can show that that the oppressor is the devil the Bible, in the Bible. Give me one. You know, I think you would get that already. So you would all get that already. Huh? You know, without batting an eyelid at us, they would all just say, Obadiah. We have one whole book telling you that. All right, you have your you call it Bible dictionary. Look for the term devil. What does the term devil mean? Come, you're gonna read for us, young Africa. What does the term devil mean? Like all this thing, I will touch it in see shape up.
This word is used by JEC several times in the Old Testament, Leviticus 17 and 7, and even in the New Testament, are used in human. Otherwise, term occurs only in the New Testament and only in the singular as the rendering of the.
Alright. That one is Zandervan.
Something which means slander is by Dora, means Dora, which means slander.
All right. So, what's another one? I don't know. All right, so the term devil, read here what Maya Zandavan. One of the principal titles of Satan, the arch enemy of God and of man. Now, the devil is no enemy of God. Is it? Oh, you know that. Shall there be evil in this city and is not the Lord that has done it?
Yeah.
Remember that scripture? Right. And when he said to Satan, have you considered my servant Job? And the time when he sent Satan to tempt David to number the tribe, to number the people, to do what do they call it? Poll? No. What do they call it when they count the population again? Census. When he sent David to do, tempt David to do a census. So those let you know that since Satan just do the works of the Most High. When the Most High want ill or punishment to come upon you, that's when the devil comes in. So he's no enemy of God. He might be an enemy of man. So that term being the enemy of God is not right. The next thing it also says that devil also means slanderer. No, that is right. Because there is one nation of people who is always slandering the people of the Most High. And that works does come from the devil. What the devil seeks to do is to highlight the bad in you. To prove to the Most High that you are not worthy of any good thing that he has to give you. So, just like you see them treating Judah in America, each time they kill a black man, what's the first thing they do? Yes, man. If you were ever caught with a gun in primary school and you come and police kill you at 40, that comes back up to say that you deserve to be there. And such works is so powerful that even our very own people is buying into it. When during the death of George Floyd, there was one, it was Candace Owens, who would say something like, white America shouldn't be perturbed. He was, no, something like, don't see what this whole demonstration thing is about. George Floyd was a criminal anyway. But guess what? Her time is coming, and when her time comes, that's what we in the truth will be saying. You are a slanderer anyway. Yeah. Her time to fall is coming. All right, so a devil is a slanderer, a devil is a tempter. Is there another meaning?
Devil is depicted as one inciting evil.
Inciting to evil, right? To prove the evil in you. That's what the devil seems to do. He sends demons to do that. Give you a gun, tempt you to take up a gun. And then when you die. Anyway, you heard of this morning.
Yeah.
6. It sounded like one whole gang. 6 persons challenge police and soldier, or police and soldier challenge them in gun battle. 6 of them thrown down. Numerous weapons recovered. M16, AK-47 shotgun. You don't know what else. But you know, the thing is, they take the bad man off a roof. You know that saying? You know what I mean by that?
Reach them unaware.
Early in the morning. And that was how they died. When they were sleeping, they came up on them. So by the time they respond and come, they fire back because they injured about 2 or 3 soldiers. But they were laid to rest. All 10 things of the theater themselves. Now something trying to say, yeah. So who is the white man to be blamed for that? Well, to be clear, when I say that you should blame the white man, even though he's not blameless.
This is how he is to be blamed.
Hold on. Even though he is blameless, because 1, he makes the gun. 2, he put in a systematic oppression against the law of the land just to survive. And 3, he put together the counter force, which is the police and soldier to come and take you out after you cannot survive in the system and turn to ill will. So he is to be blamed. Yeah.
He is to be blamed. The propaganda that he portrays to them in front of the television, in print media.
Right. This glamour life, which he knows that you're not going to have. You can't have. That's why they don't like communism, you know. Because communism don't do that. Communism is not going to tempt the people, knowing that they cannot have the access to this lifestyle.
Yeah.
So, for instance, you watch in your TV, you see it's glamorous, bossy lifestyle. Listen, this is witchcraft, you know. And this is how these wizards kill our people. They tempt the people with these lifestyles. They can't have the lifestyle, you know. However, the gun is so easy for them to get. These men get M16 and AK-47. Easy. How easy it is for them to get a job. Exactly. So who set that system?
The oppressor.
Right. So how would they be blameless?
They can't be blamed.
Can't be blameless. And this is the problem, not only here in Jamaica, but throughout here the Israelite side. And here you see where we say that the devil is also called a slanderer. There's not another nation that they seek to slander more than us, trying to prove that we are criminals. And you can see that we are not criminals because they are always getting caught, so that these guys are not good at it. You know who is a good criminal? The white man. They don't catch him so easy. But the matter of fact, they have to put crime fighting mechanisms in technology just to catch the white man. Come up with DNA testing, UV light, where that the blood was. You could wash it and paint it out little. They have that technology. So anywhere in the room the blood splatter. They have the light that can pick it up. They don't need that for any Israelite, you know. We're not good at crime. That's why we're always getting caught. The oppressor is the one that is good at crime. he built a whole empire and criminality and still existed. And with all the international courts that you put together, you still can't bring him in. George Bush illegally went into Iraq and Afghanistan. Who can bring him to court? Who can bring him to trial? Iran has a legitimate nuclear deal sanctioned by the world power. America sanctioned it, Europe sanctioned it, China sanctioned it, Russia sanctioned it, and yet if Donald Trump was able to come in and make it null and void. And who can be the oppressor is the devil, the Bible speaks. He is the #1 slanderer of our people. And regardless of what others might say, fake Israelite group, Christians, whoever, they only can see what's in front of them. They are never able to see the bigger picture. Give thanks for UPK, the Holy Spirit has brought within the UPK the ability to see the bigger picture and to identify the major criminal in this world. So when the brothers are on the road shouting, the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of, they know what they're saying. We all know what we're saying when we are on the road saying that. It's only the Christians have a problem with that now. Because as far as they're concerned, this is the one that is feeding us. How can you be saying that? No, don't touch him.
The devil is a Christian. The devil is
probably is their God. Touch me. He's not a real person. And he's a spirit. The devil is a real man now. Devil, the angel that is the tempter might be the spiritual part, but he has a nation of people doing his work on this earth. Oh, you know that everything that God set as law and the way of this world to rule, he turned it upside down. And who is always doing that? The white man. And those should really be calling him the red man. Because the Bible said he came out red. So the red man is the man who is always turning things upside down from the way the Creator set it. And that offers no fallacy, not a lie. All right, go to Isaiah 14. With all that the oppressor is trying, but that fact he would have been successful in the end if the Most High wasn't on the side of Israel. Because their blessing is the sword. You just can't beat them with that. Verse 1, Isaiah 14 and 1.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land.
So, this is from the time of Isaiah. It has been prophesied that the Most High will show mercy to Jacob and choose the Israelites and put them back in their own land. Continue.
And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Right, so the strangers, and here the strangers is referring to who? No? You have to watch context. Strangers oftentimes referred to Israelites that are from a far land, come among you and your family, are the people in the town who he is a stranger to. And it also means other nation. Now, which one is it speaking about here? Read verse 2 and you will know. Verse 2.
Verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captive. Whose captives they were.
All right. So, the house of Israel, all right, the people shall take them. Remember, it is, watch the context now. It says, the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and choose Israel. And the people shall take them. Which people? The people, the Israelites. Bring them to their place. This is the place that where it says, the Most High shall set them in their own land. And the house of Israel shall possess them, that the strangers, in the land of the Lord. So it's the own place that, in verse 1 where it says, set them in their own land. Which land is it referred to? It's referring to the place where is termed the land of the Lord, which is where?
Jerusalem.
Up Jerusalem there, so. What they call Middle East. That area it is talking about. And it shall possess these nations for servants and handmaids. Why should we possess them? Continue. And they shall
rule over
and they shall take them,
and they shall rule over,
and they shall take them,
and they shall rule over.
Continue for me, I thought the word.
Oh. And it shall come to pass.
What?
Verse 3.
Verse 2, man, it's still in verse 2.
Oh.
And they shall take them, look for that.
Yeah. Transfer. And they shall take them captive, whose captives they were.
Meaning that, see a man who had you captive, you are going to turn around and take him captive. This sounds to me like the ultimate revenge. The whole Christian said that you must forgive and forget. This don't sound like the Most High is forgetting anything. So like the Most High is going to let you have revenge on your oppressor. They shall take them captives, whose captives they were. Continue.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
Right. So the Most High will be giving you victory over your oppressor. And take them as your servants and your handmaids. And what? And they shall cleave to you. Why? Because no better won't be out there. Away from our side will be death to them. And it is not we going to cause the death. So they shall cleave to you because they want to be alive. Verse 3 now.
And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy tears, and from the hard bondage wherein thou art made to serve.
So the time will come when we will, as a matter of fact, just the little COVID inception here, people get some rest from this, from the hard bondage that they were made to serve.
Sorry, sir, these students from school here.
Yeah, look, graduation would have been, what, last month. And parents would have this headache and stress because what? Can't afford for my children look as if they are the worst. Yeah, my child of out there like everybody else. So what the thing happen now? Poor people competing against poor people. So the most I give some rest from that. No graduation.
So enough people were not going to
Hands up yet until you are identified. Always remember that. Yes.
and some people who is much bigger now, which they would have smaller to get this qualification.
Get this one?
Most people is working, most of them wish they would have smaller, so they could have get this time out.
The time off.
Yes, like what the students will get.
Yeah, because I said the same thing. I said, boy, this could not when I was in school now. Extended summer holiday. They get holiday before Easter, don't they? Even though if this happened when we were in school, you know, the system would crash because social media, oh yes, I don't call it internet wasn't so prevalent. Where basically everybody have access to internet, so we wouldn't be able to get online class. Well, everything would be at a standstill until we go back to school. All right, continue. Yeah, we know. Verse 1. 4.
Verse 4.
Right.
That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how are the oppressor seized, the golden city seized.
Right. So now it's telling you which city will be oppressing the Most High's people. And it's the city of Babylon. Now, of course, it's all the way now. You try to go on? Who did that? Now, in the time of Isaiah, in the first Babylon, I'm sure they were saying, okay, so this is it. And then the next thing you know, Babylon fell without any fight. So when they start to say, wait, you know what they're saying. And then approximately 2,500 to 3,000 years later, Babylon come again. They have a city or a country in this last day with the same spirit of Babylon. Same spirit of oppression against the Most High's people. So this is the city, which is the final city on the face of the earth before Christ return. Continue.
Verse 5. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked, and the scepter of the ruler.
Scepter.
And the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth.
What do you mean by none hindereth? He who smote the people in wrath. with a continual stroke. Explain that part there. I'll give me an idea of how, alright, we know that America is present day Babylon, right? So how would he smooth the people with continual stroke?
What he is doing now. What the people
Can do that. Like beating. With his army ready to bomb a place. No time to recover. That's continual stroke. They don't joke when they're bombing. So every nation is they have air superiority anywhere they go. You know that. Yeah, man. Just like what they did with North Korea in World War II. And North Korea would not say, I give up. They bombed North Korea so till the last wave of plane that went over to bomb. It was a pilot giving an account to the pilot said when this last wave was coming over there, they didn't say anything to bomb. They bombed North Korea back into the Stone Age. Another example of the continual stroke now is how they are treating Judah and how they are treating Ephraim. That shows you that they know who are the leaders in Israel. And that tell you that they do understand. You remember when Jacob was blessing his third son before he died? He said Judah is like a lion's whelp, and he said Benjamin is like the wolf, right? Now, this was before the nation was formed. So they know that the Benjamites just want to take care of their family. The Benjamites not trying to kill them out or anything like that. They just want to take care of their family. So they leave us here in the West Indies without having a direct hand over the blacks in the West Indies. They have an indirect hand. But they have Judah right under their hand. Direct hand on Judah's neck. And direct hand on Ephraim's neck. That sounds like somebody had a silencer. A direct hand on Ephraim and Judah. So that shows you that they do understand us. Know who to hold and who to not hold. Well, they hold everybody. But who to hold directly and who they can hold indirectly. Right? So, this oppressor has studied us. They have spent time and money in learning about the people that they have under their hand. It is just us now to learn about the people that is over us. We're not interested in learning about them. We're interested in partying, pretending as if a bad man, chasing after fractal. That's us, rather than studying the oppressor. And a few of us who would study the oppressor, then you have the nations now, within their own people, who is trying to prevent you from doing it. But still stands. The Most High Spirit stands. And the Most High reigns supreme. The Most High doesn't want 1 million people to raise this nation up. They don't even want 200,000. They don't even require 150,000. 144,000. That's all he requires to get the people up again. Alright, he smote the people in wrath with continual stroke. Now, when this oppressor wanted to reach to the top, he was in wrath. He was determined to get to the top of everyone. Alright, continue now at he that ruled the nations in anger. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. So he's telling them about this same man who smote the people with a continual stroke, and who once ruled the nations in anger, he is now persecuted, and none hindereth. Meaning what? No one to stop his persecution. So when that day comes, that the Most High say, go get them, there will be no one to stop you. If you go after the oppressor now, there is systems, armies, government to stop you, don't? Right. So imagine now you given that order to get him, to go get him, wherever he's at, and then there is no one to stop you. I wouldn't even say God help them. Because he won't. Alright, 7.
Thank you. So 7. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet.
Alright, so when that time comes, the entire earth will be at rest, saying, Lord, thank you. Oh, you know, read on.
They break forth into singing.
There shall be singing and praising when he falls. Yeah. Even the same hypocrites them now who telling you as if this is the man that you should not anger. Go on.
Verse 8. The fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon say, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us.
What is that verse saying?
Other nations around rejoice.
No man. Read 7. 7 says the whole earth is at rest and is quiet, right? And the cedars of Lebanon, even the tree will rejoice. And you know, tree can't talk, right? So even the tree will be saying, since thou art laid down, boy, since them put you down, there's no tree cutter. No, they call them wood cutter. There's no wood cutter that has come up against us to put us to the ground. So that means what? Forestry will come back. The earth will be at rest. Forestry will come back. Continue.
Verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming.
All right. Continue, finish that verse.
Spirit of the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth, which are raised up from their throne, all the kings of the nations.
L from beneath. Alright, what is move for thee to meet thee at thy coming? What is L? Yes.
The condition that they're going through.
L is right, it's a condition on earth. So what condition is that?
The bad condition.
Bad condition is sufferation.
Sufferation.
So even what that is telling you, you know, you don't see sufferation yet. Right? Because if L, if space will have to be created for them. That is telling you what? You don't see sufferation yet. But when he falls, you're gonna need bigger ghettos. You're gonna need. Think of all the things that our people are faced with that makes our people suffer. We are going to need more. EA is going to rise again. Right? And even the chief ones of the earth, it has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nation. So from the rulers right through. It's just like us. I mean, prior to slavery, we had rulers, we had kings, we had noblemen. Don't. We had noblemen. Where are they now? They are not in any position of authority. They are in hell. So think of it as just a flipping of the script. Except that with them, it's going to be all the nations that have oppressed us. So all the nations from way back that has oppressed the Most High people. When Christ returns, they are the ones going into hell. They are the ones going into hell. Yeah.
So, some of the nations that oppress us today, then pass away to come back.
Oh, you are not seeing them now.
You know, longer time, we have some nations.
Yeah, but remember, say reincarnation, you know, people come back. And besides, their system is still there. The Chinese are there, isn't it? You have over 1 million black people in China. Have you ever seen any black face in China? They don't even show you them. You have people, a lot of Israelite remnants in places like Iraq, Iran, the Middle East, eh? Those nations have them oppressing them. You hear how they treat blacks in Saudi Arabia. You ever read about it? A woman in Saudi Arabia that is black, when they are walking on the road and they see a man coming, they have to just take the other side. If they just continue walking, they probably die. One lick, kill them. That's what they are facing. And there is no one to defend them. There's no one to defend them outside in any one of the country that they are being oppressed to be. So that's how you know that when the time comes for the table to turn, you can't show any mercy to these nations. You can't look and say, okay, well, maybe the Japanese can be spared. No. They are Israelites in Japan. They are feeling their hand. None of these nations show any mercy. And probably the most I did this to prove to us that these people don't love me. When I take you to say you are mine, you are separate unto me, I know what I'm doing. Because outside of me, none of these people is going to show you love. But our people always go on. Our people, hey, you know that's a high place to fall from, you know. You better take a look here. None of these nations under their system has shown us mercy. So when the Most High give you the power, what are you going to do? Show them mercy? But if you show them mercy, Christ might kill you. Because you're going to tell Christ that you don't love your people. You love these people more than your own people. And you would want to see your people going back under their oppressor. You have a question? Alright, so you have verse now.
Verse
10.
yes, 10. Verse 10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we are thou?
One. That's like one shit, something.
No, alright, here we go. Verse 10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we?
Right, so this is what the nation will be saying and to this man now. Hold on. So you come, then you get weak like we too, man? Hmm? Every man will be saying this to the oppressor, public enemy number one. Art thou also become weak as we are? Art thou become like unto us? You can't change that, you know. Can't take one of these ones back out. Take another one. Art thou become like unto us? In other words, yes, you come like you have become like us too. Same way we are falling to the ground, you have been falling too. Alright, so 11.
11. Verse 11.
Thy pump.
Thy pump is brought down to the grave.
What do you mean by pump?
Like your pride.
The what?
Like your pride.
The pride. You know what they say? What people used to speak first time here in Jamaica. It's like everybody get Americanized. A couple years ago you would have known what this means because people talk about pump and pride. Come down after pump and pride. They sing about it. They speak about it. But people don't speak that way again. Alright. By pump.
Thy pump is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials and
What's that? Alright, finish it. And the worm.
The worm is spread under thee.
Look for if that is in the dictionary.
The worm spread under thee, and the worm cover thee.
All right, so of course this is metaphorically telling you what state he'll be in, just like a person who is dead and being eaten by worms. I wonder if this is where they get them zombie show. Man, I walk up with them face part teeth out and thing. Yeah, man, probably that's where they get it.
Well, this English term is used by King James Version in four passages.
Mm-hmm.
To render a Hebrew term that means heart,
Means
or
what?
that means heart,
HARP.
content.
Right, so just as I was thinking, it is some musical instrument. So the noise of thy viol, the noise of thy musical instrument, all those lovely music that you're hearing around, cease. And they are gone to the worms. This is all they will fall. As a matter of fact, all the music that they have that they are praising comes from us. Yeah, country and western, where it come from?
From
Jazz and blues,
us,
or let's say rhythm and blues. Um, what they call it, Black American music, rap music. What they call it, the rap music in America, in England. Well, in America, they say rap music. Jamaica, we say reggae. There was a time when they used to call it, yeah, they used to call it reggae before reggae, but there's a term that they used to use for the music, our music that comes from our people. Something, check the file. You know, something. Smell like people or something. Um, it would mean like dirty music. Well, there's a term in England that they use for that. Similar, they call it disco. All right, disco. Disco music came from the Black American too. Yeah, that is from the Caribbean Israelite calypso. What they call the music in England again? I was reading about it just yesterday. There was one artist, black, who was famous for that music. Anyway, it might soon come back to us. Right. So, what? And guess what? All these music, who is behind it? They are the ones benefiting from it. They are, you check. All right. If you listen to Commanding General Yahanna's last podcast, he spoke of like the artists from far back as almost 100 years, who have the holdings to the rights to their music. The Oppressor, Michael Jackson was no different, Michael Jackson was no trying to get the rights to his music in his hands. And what they did, kill it before it happened. They make sure it died before it happened. There was a time here in Jamaica too when our artists, upcoming artists, they do some songs and yeah, they are the man of the moment now, and then they die. So you hear people say, boy, artists them love too much gang, and only to find out that these were not arbitrary. They were deliberately killing them. They were killing them to get what they would do, register the rights to their music in another name other than the artist's name. and then ensure that they claim at certain times. So that all those rights, those monies, go to a set of people. Yeah, man. Anything you do in an city, the oppressor showing some interest in it. You better open, you better watch with 3 eyes. Yes. Because you are the one who is going to die, and he's the one who's going to benefit.
And so that's where
Mm-hmm.
when the artists and the musicians are the great people that they are really got to put on all kind of things to celebrate and make money.
The first thing start happening is that the music start to play again. Alright, look at this. There was a virtual clash, well, not virtual, a clash over the internet with Billy One and Bounty Killer the other. And it went international. I don't know if it went viral, but it went viral. All right. And what do you think came out of that?
Other clashes.
Other clashes won. But what was the benefit to Beanie and Bounty?
The song clashes and the song increasing sales.
An increase in sales of their songs on iTunes. It went up. They are still alive. So imagine if they had passed. Remember no? When Michael Jackson died, that 1 year Michael Jackson's songs sold more than all the years coming up to his death. And while he was alive, his music was doing good. And that 1 year, they made triple the amount of money that they would make while he was alive. This is how easy this system is. Yeah. So even that shall go. The noise of thy violence, referring to their music. But which music can you say comes from the white man? Tell me what. I don't know of any. Everything that they do comes from another nation. Alright, the worm is spread under thee and the worms cover thee. Alright, so that is talking about the state that they are in. Verse 12.
Verse 12.
Now listen to this part. This is the part where the church loves to use to say that Lucifer, that there was an angel that has fallen from heaven where God, where the Most High dwell, that comes down to earth and is tempting the earth. This is the verse that they use.
Verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, for Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground which did weaken the nation?
Alright, but this is what I was saying. Satan fall out of heaven and come down here to tempt mankind. But what is this referring to? All along coming up, you get the impression that he's speaking about a man, don't you? Yes, all these things is the person is talking about. A set of people. So how art thou fallen from heaven? So if hell, as you mentioned earlier, is a condition, heaven is what? A condition. So the hell is when you're in a bad condition on earth. So heaven would be what? You are in a good condition. Just like the white man is today. He's in a good condition. He's on reaping the cream of the earth. The best of everything goes to him. We had a quota. Now sometimes when we fill that quota, we have none what to say locally. We have to now go to another country to buy not grade A sugar, but grade B or grade C market. So the best of everything goes to the white man. The best fruit you plant. As a matter of fact, he comes in your country and he takes out the best of your educated people. So he is in what state? He is in a heavenly state. He's the one that is experiencing every year on earth. So what this verse is telling about now, he has now fallen from that state and has come down to the ground, meaning he come down to a low state now. Because remember the other nation in verse verse 10, art thou, with the other nation said to him, art thou become like unto us? That's the white man. That's Esau's generation. I want to just Obadiah, you will see that. So, O Lucifer, son of the morning, art thou of Zachariah? All right, look if you find in that son of the morning, what does that phrase mean?
God.
There's nothing so mysterious. There is nothing so mysterious in. Well, guess what? The Bible is a mystery to the other nation because it's not. Some persons want to know the true interpretations of the Bible. You have to come to the home of the truth. Anything outside of the home of the truth would be misled. I think the son of the morning is referring to like the star they call the morning star, bright and morning star. We're calling him the son of the morning. He's saying that he's like that bright and morning star. He's the one that stands out and shines. You find it?
No.
Right. He's like the one that will stand out and shine among the nations. And he will be cut down to the ground when the Most High start to make his move on them. So pray for life and you will see. Where are now? 13?
Verse 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.
All right, so this is what he has said in his heart now. I will go into heaven. So that shows you that it wouldn't be the angel that is called Satan. It's a man. Because that angel is already there. He carries out the ill will of the Most High. Should there be evil in the city and it's not the Most High that have done it? So that God himself. No, this is how the church trick you. God is good all the time. So when bad things happen to you now, you'll say, Satan do. Yeah. So that means God never punishes you. If Satan goes against God, eh?
Satan
Can't go against God. The only reason why we are in this state, you know, is because the Most High did tell us that if we continue to break His commandment, He's just going to turn us over to slavery. And that's what happened. So it wasn't against the will of God. It was His will. Right. Thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. How has He ascended into heaven? If we are talking about the white man, as he is the one here, how did He ascend into heaven?
He ascended into heaven by Most High put him there.
All right. Remember now, it said ascended into heaven. That ascend means what?
Go up.
All right. Which nation first make aeroplane? The first one to commercialize and build aeroplane to those extent. True or false?
True.
So that was one way He ascended into heaven. He physically went up in the heavens. Those buildings that you see, skyscraper, 100 stories up. Where is that? Where is that tall part of the building? Where is it located? In the heaven. And he has his bedroom up there. As hot as the place might be, up there is always cooling. So that allows him to live. Anywhere. So he has ascended into the physical heaven. Put his building up there, plane. What you call the ship that goes like the moon, spaceship, rocket. Yeah, it went to the moon. And if you're talking about heaven as in heavenly condition, He's there. All right. So when He falls from heaven, He'll be falling. He won't be flying in a plane. He won't be living up there, and He won't be in any heavenly condition. So on all the fronts, He won't be in any form of heaven. All right. I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt.
I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.
All right, so that now is well, when you look up there, see the stars, you can't go above that, eh? But that was what was in His heart, to go above those stars. Right. I will sit.
I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
All right. Now, this verse is, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation. The congregation is what? Officer Akaya should know that, you know. Congregation, all right, no, congregation is what?
Congregation is the other nation.
That's the term used for the Most High people. That's why in the church they talk about the congregation and people. But now we don't say congregation, we talk about schools. So this is the Most High's people. He will sit also upon the mount of the congregation, upon the government of the Most High's people. Isn't He the one governing all the, even countries like Brazil, Mexico, who have their own people governing them, isn't he the one who still tries to dictate what they do? Yeah. So he is right there on the mount of the congregation. In the what do you mean by the sides of the north? That's where the important people sit, eh?
Yeah.
So we had right up there, just like you go to church, you see on the pulpit, and then you have some sections, some chairs. Those chairs are not for anybody. Are for the important people, don't. So when he says that he will exalt himself above the throne, above the stars of God, he could be talking about us. Exalt himself above us. He will also sit on the government of the people, of these people, in the sides of the north, the important part. He holds the important parts in our country, in our government. He tell our government what to do.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, before COVID, Secretary of State came down here and told our government what to do. The next thing you know, is the laws start to roll out. Just like that. They come up with COVID laws, which, the laws have been extended to September now. Just as we think that it was coming to an end in July? 25th of July?
June. 25th of June.
It was June that it was supposed to end? They extended it to September. Alright, we'll see how that goes. September. Yes. They're doing it incrementally. When September comes, they assess again, and then they might carry it a little further. COVID ain't going anywhere, just like we have said from with just start. You can't find any vaccine just now. Then when the zones will get extended to the entire thing. Curfew, state of emergency, the COVID laws, all extended. Alright, verse 14 now.
Verse 14. I will ascend above the height of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
He wants to be like God. Well, he went above the height of the throne in his airplane and in his rocket. When he got to the moon, tear the earth. 15.
Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
So he'll be moving from the sides of the north to the sides of the pit. Which means that he'll be brought down to a terrible condition on the face of this earth. When you see a white man, you're going to be saying, you're going to be looking awe. The same way that they look at I.S.U.P.K and say, well, this really the man that was ruling this earth? And there's no history book to tell you that we used to rule there. So I don't want you to know. 16 now.
Verse 16. They that see thee shall not narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdom?
Yeah. What do you mean by narrowly look upon thee?
Look, the gaze, give you a full look.
No, you ever see somebody you can't believe it's them and you like you squint your eye and say, really sponsor this? Yeah. You have to squeeze up the eye to look good and say it's that person. So the scripture here is telling you that they that see you is going to, that see him is going to say, hold on. is this really the man that that made the earth to tremble, and the man that shake kingdoms? No, sir, it can't be. It can't be the white man. That is how terrible a state of hell they are going to be. So much so that they are going to, many of them shall pass. They can't manage, they can't go through what we go through now. Continue. 17.
That made the world as wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners.
Yeah, keep people in prison. Not his own people, you know, us. People doing some simple things and getting some 10 years. Yeah. All this 3-strike rule. They break the law 2 times, the 3rd time, you know, that's a mandatory sentence. The 3rd time. So that is to break you. His laws are grievous. His laws are to punish you. That's why you want in the prison houses to be slaves. So he opened up not his, where is it? He opened up not the house of his prisoners. Right. 18.
All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house.
In his own house.
In his own house.
But
thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch.
So all the kings of the nation, even all of them, lie in glory. So even though the other kingdoms will be shaken when Christ returns, they'll be restored. None for him. Where is it? All the kings of the nation, even all of them, in it lie in his glory, everyone in his own house. The Chinaman still in China, the Japanese still in Japan, the Ishmaelites still up there. Every man still where they are, but not him. Not the children of Esau. Continue.
And as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet.
But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch. And just dash away so. And as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden underfoot. This is the state that is in. Nobody will care about him. Just like how you pass the madman on the road without giving a second thought. That's the way he will be treated. 21.
Verse 21. Verse 20.
20? Okay.
Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned.
Shall never be known. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial. So we're not going to be killed with him. We shall, in the state we are in, when he come down, we won't be down here with him. He'll be here by himself. We be risen up. Because he has destroyed our land and has slain our people. He is the seed of evildoer and shall never be renowned. he shall never become a man of renown. So when they put those stones about the foundation and all, all those will be forgotten. Shall never become a nation of renown, because he has done evil unto the Most High. Until now.
Verse
And
21.
this is why now he is going to be, this is what is going to bring him into existence and into, what's the word? What I call it when a species gone out from, you say gone into war again? Extinction, right. This is what is going to bring him now into extinction. We'll continue, 21.
Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers.
So prepare slaughter. Say it like you want to do it, man. Prepare slaughter for his children,
for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Right, so here is an instruction. Kill out them picnic. Just like how when you kill the roaches, what to do with the babies and the eggs? What do you do with them? Spray them, kill them out just the same. Scorpion, they catch the scorpion, they clap the mommy. What do you do with the little ones that run off his back? It's off her back. What to do with them? Kill them, man. Continue.
Verse 22, for I will rise up again
Them,
saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, and the remnant, and the son, and nephew, saith the Lord.
So what? We're going after men. Esau's men. The sons, the nephew. Not so much the daughter. They will die eventually. But they're going to cut out the man from among them. Cut off from Babylon the name, the remnant, the son and nephew of the Lord. Save the Lord. 23.
I will also make it a position for the bittern.
What is bittern after Zachariah?
So,
Look up for bittern, B-I-T-T-E-R-N. Continue reading. Bittern and pool. I will also make it a position for bittern.
And pools of water, and I will
sweep.
I will sweep it with the besom of
Destruction.
Say the Lord of hosts.
So find bittern again. So it's gonna be a place where pool of water just settle. So a lot of these cities are gonna end up being wasteland. What's the term you call the pool of water again? Lakes. One of these cities gonna end up being lakes.
Return a winged bird of the heron family, equipped with a long pointed bill.
Alright, so it's just a place.
Used for separating, used for spearing fish.
Right, so it's one of the unclean birds. One of the unclean birds. So it's gonna become a place for the unclean birds and pools of water and he will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. So it's just destruction that is going to catch that place. So it should not be, we should not be marveling at why is this country the number one, is that number one for COVID. That's how you know it is the Most High starting to work against them. They are the number one country for COVID cases and COVID deaths. And they can't protect themselves from that. And guess what? COVID rising against the other European nations again. Yep. Rising against them. And so you know that this is not going anywhere anytime soon. You know? Because you have the flu season coming up now. And with the flu season now comes other things. Yeah. The Most High is moving in all different ways. Out here, remember we said that we're expecting crime to go up. Do you remember that? And it has gone up. Yeah. They threw down 6 from a gang last night. Alright, so that's it for Isaiah. Let's go to, who can tell me the next book now? Book of Obadiah. And you're going to see, you're going to see some similarities in what, in that section of Isaiah. You see it in Obadiah. Obadiah 1:1.
Obadiah chapter 1, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord God, concerning Edom, we have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the Eden. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle.
All right, vision of Obadiah. So this was the prophet Obadiah. Don't say the Lord concerning Edom. Edom is where? What's Edom? Or where? What's Edom in the Bible? What's Jerusalem in the Bible?
Jerusalem is where it started children of Israel.
Right, the city of our Lord. And Edom is what?
Edom is
the man who is said to be the devil that the Bible speaks of. That's his city, Edom.
Edom, GEN.YAHANNA, a name that can refer to Esau.
Right. Esau is Edom.
The red vegetable sauce he received in exchanging for his birthright.
So Edom is Esau. So thus say the Lord concerning Edom.
That is descendant.
Concerning Edom, concerning Esau. it's Esau's descendant at Edom, not Esau himself, but his descendant. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise thee, and let us rise up against her in battle. So it's not now. They fought against Edom in time of David, and then they're fighting against Edom again. We were fighting against Edom again when Christ returned. That's the last fight against Edom. Behold,
I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
So what did it say in Jeremiah? Sorry, Isaiah, that we just read. Where the heathen says, wait, thou art become as one of us? Meaning that you're falling and come lowly too. So here it said, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. So it'll be the least among heathen. 3.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith his heart.
In his heart.
That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
So you remember in Isaiah, you know him saying, shall I send myself above the stars, and you get pompous, right? Right. So here now, he's telling you that the pride of his heart has deceived him. So those great things that he told himself, he did nothing but deceive himself. So, if you notice, if anything comes up on Esau, first thing he does is look to science for the answer, don't?
God.
He has never say like we would say, boy, let us look to the Most High.
God.
Never.
Yeah.
So he has a pride in his heart that he's above God. Continue. And he asked himself, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
So even though he did ascend into the heaven, like the eagle, and he did set his nest among the stars, those skyscrapers, that's where his apartment is, hundreds of floors up in the air, hundreds of feet up there, right? Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. So the Most High would have allowed him to do all that before him casting down. Then flying an airplane, going on rocket, build up in skyscraper, and then the Most High is going to mash them down. Number 5, verse 5.
Verse 5. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?
All right, so the Most High say now, if thieves did come to your house and come rob you by night, you would not be cut off. They would have just stolen until they have had enough, and then they go. Right? If grape gatherers come into your vineyard, then I will take everything. They would have leave some grapes. Right? All right, next verse.
All are the things of Esau search out, all are his hidden things sought up.
How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things started? Continue.
Verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Mm-hmm.
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
Mm-hmm.
Shall I not in that day, say the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mouth of Esau?
Right. So they're always counseling against the Most High people. If thieves come in your vineyard, they won't thief and leave some grape, right? But that's not what Esau does when he comes into Jerusalem. And every time he comes up against us, he sought to put an end to us. So the Most High saying now, so all the things of Esau search out, all his hidden things sought out. All the men of his confederacy have brought the even to the border. So it's counsel within his confederacy. There is counsel against us. You remember the other day when in one of General YAHANNA's presentation, when he was talking about who Viacom that comes behind every single movie that shows black people as drug dealers, murderers, and so on. These are the hidden things of Esau, counseling that they are taking against us, showing us, slandering us among the people, the other nation, who is not among us, to tell them that these people are no good. But the Most High says, shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men, even the wise man among them will be destroyed. And he shall wipe out understanding out of Esau. 90. We'll continue with 9.
Yes, sir. Verse 9. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mouth of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
All right, the mighty man, by mighty men. Teman is like the capital. Teman is like the capital. And the capital shall be astonished, dismayed, to the end that every one out of Esau's government will be slaughtered, put to the sword. Continue.
Verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
So this is why he will be put to death. For
thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
Violence against what he has, for the violence that he has done against us. The Most High shall make shame cover him, and he shall be cut off forever, shall not be risen, shall not be given any restoration. Continue.
In the day, verse 11, in the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captives, his forces and foreigners entered into his gate and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast as one of them.
Alright. So he's always joining our enemies against us. He has never come on our side and say, you know, I'm going to fight with my brother. He's always joining our enemies against, joining on the side of our enemies. And they, when you read our laws, they have the right to enter our temple. Yeah. Most I say because he's our brother. They have the right. They couldn't be priests and so on and so forth. But they could enter the temple. Because the third generation, well, the generation that came up against us when who attacked us from behind. The father said, well, because of that, 3 generations must pass. So share some more generation. And then they can come in. However, rather than they come in, they always join our enemies. So what is going to be their excuse? Can't say they were barred from the temple. Because they were not barred from the temple. So the Most High is saying, in the day that thou should have not, where we are, 12, 11? They have joined in casting lot upon Jerusalem. He was one of them. In the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces. So strangers came upon Jerusalem, and they were there with them, casting lots on Jerusalem. This was from the time of the Babylonian captivity. So far back the Most High is remembering. Yeah, yet still the church is going to tell you that. You must forgive and forget. That's not in the Bible. That's more in the Bible. Continue.
Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity.
Hold on. You're a ritual there. Yeah.
But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. In the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress.
See? They were against us. Our enemies came upon us, brought us down, they laughed, they mock us, they join it there. 13.
Verse 13. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of thy people.
My people.
My people. In the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid on their substance in the day of their calamity.
So you see, they will come take away our things when they should have been one to say to, well, if you can help us to fight the enemy, then go one side. Don't join the enemy and come take our possession and go against us. So because of all this, the Most High is going to move against them and give them no restoration. Continue.
Verse 14. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape.
So even the ones that escape, they catch them and turn them to the oppressor, to the invader. Continue.
Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, as thou art done. It shall be done unto thee, thy reward shall return upon thine own head.
So, what is that telling you about? Yeah.
And meaning that what he has done us has as happen and came back. So, but the way what Esau is going to us.
Will happen. Right. So thy reward shall return upon thine own head. Same thing we do. So if you had done good, good would have come back to you. But you have rewarded us evil for good. So evil is going to come to you. 16.
Verse 16. For as ye have drunk upon thy holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possession.
All right. So he's telling about the Most High is going to give us victory. The house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. So we're going to come back and take away what they have. That's what he's telling you.
And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them, and before them, and there shall devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it.
So it shall be the wipe out. They'll be wiped out. And guess what? It's only the ones that will make it to the bunkers and they go to hide in the cleft of the rock. It's only those who are going to make it into slavery. The others will be killed out. And the house of Jacob, oh, you read that already. 19 now.
And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plain, the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of
Ephraim,
and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead.
All right, so telling you that you shall possess Gilead. That's where our portion was. So telling you that he's giving you back what he had given you before, what these other nations stole from you. And the captivity.
Verse 20. And the captivity of this house, of the children of Israel, shall possess that of the Canaanite, even unto Zarephath, and the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Sepharad, shall possess the cities of the south.
And the
Savior shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord.
Right. The kingdom shall be of God. So this is showing you know that Esau will be destroyed. Esau's descendant. Now it's just like any good story, any good movie. You have the good guy and you have the bad guy. The one thing you call the good guy one, the antagonist, and the bad guy the one. Protagonist. So you have the hero and the villain. The Bible is no different. Bible is no different. The hero in the Bible is who? Christ. Christ is the hero. The antagonist is Israel. The protagonist is Edom or Esau. So the good guy, God, the bad guy being Satan. But God and Satan work in the same order. If I will show you that. There shall not be evil in the city, and the Most I have not done it. Always remember that. So that's how the Most I has set it. Once you get to understand that, you can decipher a lot of things in the Bible. That's the key to unlock the mysteries of the Bible. Knowing who is the good guy, knowing who is the bad guy. That's the first thing you have to know. Everything else can fall into place. If you don't know who is the good guy and who is the bad guy, you can't know nothing. And that's where the church falls. They know not who is the good guy in the Bible or who is the bad guy.
Church is the white one is the good guy.
Yeah.
And the devil is the bad guy.
And not knowing that the white one and the devil is the same person. And the devil is not in the Bible. Not a spirit we're talking about. This is physical things that we did while we were ruling Jerusalem and ruling the earth. That was us. Who was always against us? Esau's descendant. So when the Most High give us power over them again, this time the job shall be properly done. And we know the fake Israelite group don't want to hear that. Because they want to clap on and sing and see that Christ is going to come and everybody sing Kumbaya and go into heaven. And bygones be bygones. And there's no such thing in the Bible. Who to tell? You might not sing it in front of the camera, but who to tell if they don't do it? So, there you have it. That's the key, understand it. And you can unlock many things in the Bible. And many things in your own life. You know, who is who. That is the angle that the oppressor have over us. They know who is who. Yeah. They know that those in Israel, in the land now, is not the real people. They know it. They're not going to come outright and admit it to you. You know. That is why they spend time in slandering one set of people. It's not all the nation they want to slander, just one set. Why is it just that one set? Because they know who that set is. And they know that for as long as they are able to keep that set down, they will be on top. And with that, to pass the class over to priest and officer.
I.S.U.P.K security announcement. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 months, the brother will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 and 21, and Malachi 3, and it's pronounced Mahai-Shara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation, memorial of blowing of the trumpet, first day of the 7th month, Thursday, September 17, 2020. You can find this in Leviticus 23, verse 24 to 25.
And by the way, we would like to have that celebration in our new location. That's what we're working on.
Reminder, Akam and Aquatian to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on. The school then is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headband, or scarf. With that, we say Amajam needs to stand. One courtesy salute to the teacher. Majam Shabbat. Majam Barak. Yahaba Shin Yawan Shai Barakatam. One courtesy salute, men of Israel, turn and face the sister. One courtesy salute to the sister, men of Israel. Majam Shabbat. Majam Barak. Yahweh Shemar Ilatan Basham Yahweh. Yadamata, with that class dismissed.